You don't have to promote Priscilla. She's just going to watch it. Okay. Just a reminder, this meeting is being recorded, and if any member of the public joins the meeting, we ask that you sign up for public comment by 9 a.m. All right, take it away. Today we are going to have Cheryl Cronin will be chairing the Governance and Development Committee.
Thank you, Pamela. As always, we want to begin this meeting, as we do every meeting of the Boston Public Library Board of Trustees, with our BPL opening statement, which says, "The trustees of the Boston Public Library reaffirm our commitment to racial equity and to principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion more broadly. The library is formally committed to becoming an anti-racist organization in response to systemic racism, inequity, and injustice prevalent in our society. We acknowledge also that the Boston Public Library Central Library stands on land that was once a water-based ecosystem providing sustenance for the indigenous Massachusetts people and is a place which has long served as a site of meetings and exchange among nations. We are committed to land acknowledgements for all locations at which we operate. We reaffirm this commitment to set the context for our planning, deliberations, and public engagement so that they take place from the spirit of welcome and respect found in our motto, free to all." We'll begin the meeting after the opening remarks with just welcoming everybody. Unfortunately, our committee chair was unable to make it this morning, but obviously everybody is welcome to this committee. And I do know that we have one major piece of business, but I believe that we want to start with the roll call. Pamela, you're on.
Thank you. I'll just read your last names. Ball.
Here.
Cronin.
Here.
Josina Fori.
Here.
Thank you. Heiler is not. I just wanted to acknowledge that. Leonard.
Here.
And Westra.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum.
Great. So the next order of business is the approval of the meeting minutes from May 18th, 2021. Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. And if you could do the next slide, Jay. For the roll call, for the nomination votes, I do need to take it via roll call though, Cheryl, just so you know.
Thank you.
And
Pam.
I'm making a note that David Leonard will be abstaining from the voting today.
Got it. Thank you. Well, we're the work of our committee this morning is to discuss and nominate two wonderful new trustees to come on the board, and I know we will all enjoy having them as colleagues. The first is Jose Masso III. I'll just address the highlights of his very sterling resume. He's a principal of JC Mill Consulting LLC, has enormous experience in the professional consulting space with regard to policy, particularly in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space, which I know will be very helpful to all of us. He was just named in Boston Magazine one of the 100 most influential Bostonians. He is fluent in Spanish and a native of Puerto Rico, and currently the co-host and producer of Consalsa, which is a weekly bilingual program.
You could go to the next slide, Jay. Thank you.
And our second nominee to the Board of Trustees is Dr. Lynn Perry Wooten, who's obviously incredibly distinguished, the 9th president of Simmons University, and the first African-American to lead the university in a significant period of time. Dr. Wooten is an innovative leader. She's a prolific author. She's actively involved in Boston philanthropic and civic community organizations, and obviously has a very renowned and well-deserved reputation.
Wonderful. Does anyone have any questions before Cheryl calls a vote?
They seem like sterling candidates. Very excited to be able to weigh in.
Actually, one of our candidates is joining us in the public forum.
Great.
Wonderful.
So the vote before us is that the Governance and Development Committee of the Public Library of the City of Boston approve the recommendation for the appointment of Jose Masso III and Dr. Lynn Perry Wooten for the Boston Public Library Board of Trustees to Mayor Michelle Wu.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
Wonderful. I'm just going to read your last names. Val,
yes.
Cronin,
Yes,
Dorcina Fori,
Yes.
and Christian Westra.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So moved. Can you move to the next slide for me, Jay?
and this is a second vote of this committee, that the trustees Governance and Development Committee recommend the trustees of the Public Library of the City of Boston approve the nomination for the officers for the Board of Trustees of the Public Library of the City of Boston at the annual trustees meeting on May 24th, 2020. Should that be 2022?
That is a typo on my behalf. Yes. It
No
should
worries.
be,
You do
it
the
should be
math.
2022 to 2023.
That's fine.
no.
2022 to 2023 for a one-year term beginning July 1, 2022, including Priscilla Douglas for the nomination of chair, Evelyn Arana Ortiz for the nomination of vice chair, and Pamela Carver for the nomination of clerk of the board.
So
So
moved.
Second,
I'm going to read your last names. Val,
yes.
Cronin,
Yes,
Dorcina Fori,
Yes.
and Westra.
Yes.
So moved. Can you go to the next slide? There we go.
is there any new business before the committee?
Just on behalf of the administration, library administration, I want to acknowledge outgoing trustees Zamawa Arenas and Joyce Linehan, who have been stellar members of the board, supporters of the library, and for great leadership, although the tenures are different. And also just to report out that trustees Hyler and Evelyn Arana Ortiz are also being reappointed to the board for additional terms, although not the business of this committee as a vote. I just want to be on the record on both of those things. I'm sure the trustees at the full meeting in May will take opportunity to recognize our outgoing trustees. And we also look forward to working with and welcoming our two newest trustees to the board. They do indeed appear to be stellar individuals who will bring additional increased value to library operations oversight.
Thank you, David. As usual, very well said. Thank you.
And if I could just add, I just wanted to let everyone know that Zamawa will be attending the May meeting so that she can be properly acknowledged after 16 years of service to the board. And I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you, Pamela.
We do not have anyone signed up for a public comment.
Hey,
So you can just adjourn the meeting.
fine.
Good job, Chair.
Without any objection, this meeting is adjourned. Do you need a roll call vote on that, Pamela?
No, you do not. Just need you to acknowledge it's adjourned.
Thank you all, and see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Bye,
so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.